At what rate did the rain fall? Okay, this word rate tells us that we are looking for the slope because the definition of slope is rate of change. So if we look over here at our graph, remember we have two ways to find slope. We can do rise over run, or we can do, here, I'll just write both of these down. We can do rise over run, or we can do our slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Either way, you're going to have to find points that cross the grid. So 0, 0 crosses the grid, and then as we follow it up, the next point that crosses the grid is right there. And then we follow it up a little bit more right there. Keep going. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to find the rise over run first. All right, and not all of these things on the x-axis are labeled. So like this one right here, if it goes from 0 to 1 and it skips a space, and that means it's a half hour. And this is really too small to write this in, but that's a half hour, this is 1.5 hours, and so on. So when I do my rise over run, oops, that was a bit ridiculous. I could say that I rise up 1 centimeter of rain per half an hour. But remember, we talked about those similar triangles. It doesn't matter if you use this little bitty triangle here where you rise up 1 centimeter and over a half hour. Or if you use the next triangle, you could rise up 2 centimeters and over 1 hour. You could do any of the triangles. You could do the big triangle if you want. You could rise up 6 centimeters and over 2.5 hours. All of them will give you the same slope. So let me kind of just write what I just said. The first one, we rose up 1 and over half an hour. On the second one, we rose up 2 centimeters and over 1 hour. And then on the giant blue one, we rose up 6 centimeters and over 2.5 hours. Let's look at these in the calculator. If I do 1 divided by 0.5, it equals 2. If I do 2 divided by 1, it equals 2. And if I do 6 divided by 2.5, oops, that one's wrong. Wait, let me go back and see. Oh, this is 5 divided by 2.5. Goodness gracious, if I could read my graph correctly. See, it's a good thing I checked all these. So if I did the big triangle and I did 5 divided by 2.5, oops, here we go. 5 divided by 2. Oh my goodness. It's getting worse and worse. That also equals 2. So our slope of this line, or our rate of change, is going to be 2. And that's how you can find it using rise over run. Let me just write each of these answers in here. No matter how you find the slope, no matter which triangle you use for rise over run, the slope is going to be 2. But if you didn't like the slope, if you didn't like doing rise over run and you wanted to just pick out 2 points and use the slope formula, you could do that as well. Let me show you. I'm going to pick 0, 0. And then my next point, I'm going to use this one because it's whole numbers. I don't want to use decimals. So this is 1, 2. And then we label them. Each ordered pair is X and Y. The first ordered pair gets 1s and the second ordered pair gets 2s. And then we plug them into our formula. So the first thing in my formula says y2, which is 2. Then I need a y1, which is 0. Then down here I need my x2, which is 1. And then my x1, which is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. 1 minus 0 is 1. And that also reduces to 2 centimeters per hour. So whichever way you want to find it.